So hi everyone, this is Jasty again from the Achievement Squad, coming at you with another guide for Woven. This time around I am going to show you all of the collectibles and achievements / trophies for Chapter 3, the beaches. So as a heads up, there is a full spoiler warning effect from this point onwards. At the same time, I have to apologize. 10 minutes towards the end of the video, I have audio qualities. My Elgato card decided to not export my sound correctly, so I apologize for that in advance. So that being said, let's get started. You'll spawn at the top of this hill and you'll make your way down, and behind this tree on the left you will find the first memory. Plug in glitch to get memory 1 of 5.
Machines gleam, cold and stark, bright in the fire that burns in the dark. Cold blue steel and sparkling gold, polished to shine for ages told. Then time had exploded. Insects had corroded. Some of these machines must have been here for 100 years or more.
So once you have that memory, you want to make your way down the hill. At the very bottom of the hill you will find a blueprint machine. So for those of you that have just started watching this video and haven't seen the other 2 chapters, you plug in glitch to the top, and what will happen is a series of little yellow dots will appear on the screen, and you need to align the pointers on the side. And once you've hit enough dots, you will unlock the blueprint. So this is the first blueprint of the level, and there are 4 in total in this particular world. Here, once you have your blueprint, you want to start making your way down the hill, down towards the beaches themselves. On the way down you will find a sewing machine. Make sure you stop off there and we'll make some adjustments to Stuffy.
I fear that would be absurd. Although,
Okay, so once you arrive here, you want to step in, and you actually want to select the newly found blueprint you've got, which is the bird. And this will actually give you wings this time around, allowing Stuffy to fly, which makes the areas of the map more accessible to him. Once you've done this, continue a little bit further down and you will find a lobster at the bottom, which will need to be scanned to obtain the first pattern of this level. There are a total of 28 patterns throughout this particular chapter. And once you've done that, we're going to need to solve this puzzle here. So what you want to do is you want to go to this top right hand corner, and the idea is you need to stomp on these tiles until they rotate. Now there is no particular answer to this, you just have to keep stomping until the tiles are in line. So just copy what I do on the screen and make sure the tile goes to that position, and this will connect up the lines to the power source and power up the exit to the level.
some of the metal wreckage seems to have been here for quite some time.
Okay, so once you are done with the level, we want to put our new flying skill to use. So head down to the water side, push in the right trigger and select the wings, and now you'll be able to fly and hover across the water. Fly across to this side and you will find a clam. The clam in this particular chapter is the equivalent of the flowers you found in the previous 2 chapters. So you stomp and scan the contents inside to get another pattern. And then on this island you will also find a crab and a hermit crab, which can also be scanned as well to give you 2 more patterns. And once you've done this, we're going to go find our first cave. So head down to the very end of the island, and between the kind of checkers on the other side, so hover, and you want to go through the checkers here, and you want to follow the path around and you will find the first cave. Once you reach the cave, you want to light it up with Glitch's butt, and you will get the first cave collectible of this level. Once you have that cave, you want to make your way back down to the waterfront, so fly on the way down, and you want to go across to the other side. So fly across to the island where you came from and don't get stuck on any invisible walls along the way. Follow this kind of mainland along, and then you want to cross over to the other side. You want to go across this checkered hill and you want to stay to the right, and you will see another patch on the hill just across. Head over to that patch and you want to give that one a scan to get the next pattern. Now from this pattern we want to go up and over the hill, and in front of you you will see a lake. You want to make your way down to the palm trees by that lake in particular, and you will find another clamshell there for you to stomp and scan. And now that you have this one, we want to make our way over to the caves over this way. So where you see these big grey brown rocks ahead of you, there's actually cave number 2 there. So fly on straight over, and just by these little tufts of grass and opposite this rock here, you'll find it on your right. Go on in and light up the cave. Now it's worth noting, as you light up this cave, the yellow kind of thing in front of you is actually a passcode for you to get out of the end of the level. So take note of that. And we'll be able to use that to get out of the level later. Exit the cave, follow it around to the left, and then you will find a patch on the floor which is called Billy. Once you've scanned Billy, we want to spin around, so do a turn around, and we're going to follow the water's edge all the way around. So follow the water's edge around until you reach your next clamshell, which we will casually stomp and scan as always. From this clamshell, you want to go up over the hill, and it's a very big hill. As you're coming kind of down the other side, you'll notice there's a patch just to your left or to your right. Stop off and scan this one just here. And then we want to make our way down to the brown rocks that are straight in front of us. So kind of head towards the water's edge. Once you reach the brown rocks, you're going to follow them all the way to the end to the main shoreline. And we're going to go through a little gap on the left hand side of the rocks. Now there is a spider in this area. If you've been a bit of free exploring, you would have found it already. We're about to get that spider trapped. So go through this gap and you want to make your way towards the shadow here, and what will actually happen is it will trigger a cutscene where the spider comes after you.
Haha, long legs. Stuck. Who's laughing now? The threat was gone, but Stuffy hadn't been that afraid anyhow. Right, well done.
Once he is out for the count, we're going to go around the other side of these rocks. So you'll need to fly to the left, follow the edge of the rock all the way around, and you are going to go across the water. As you're going across the water, hang a right and then keep following the rock around. Once you're around the other side, you will find another memory for you to collect.
Disorder and neglect. What first were tools now lay wrecked, broken and never repaired, while life fled and despaired. Machines would scatter their throng, mindless without song, without rhythm and without rhyme, destroying all if given time. These machines did not belong here, yet somehow they had at some point in time.
Now that you have that memory, we're going to make our way over to our friend the spider, and we're going to give him a scan. So on the back of the spider, he actually has a pattern also for you to collect. And then straight after scanning the spider's pattern, there will be another one directly behind you, just to your right. So once you've scanned this one, turn around 180 degrees, and you will find that just behind some rocks on your right hand side. Now once you're done with this one, you want to make your way around to the side of the kind of the shore area. Follow this up and keep following up for a little while, and eventually you will run into another clamshell, which you'll need to stop off and stomp and scan. Now from that clamshell, you want to keep flying up the coast. Eventually you'll see in the distance a sewing machine, so keep going straight forward. You want to head over to this one and you want to put on the feet required for jumping. So hop into the machine and you want to select probably either the bird or the cat and equip the jumping legs for you to help you get another blueprint. Okay, so once you've got the legs equipped, you want to fly again to get across the water. You'll notice I fly a lot because it's faster. Make your way to the outcrop just on your left, just here.
Ha! A blueprint machine just off the shore, but the path to it was no more. I would not advise you to fly to the isle. For creatures like Stuffy, the seas can act quite hostile.
Now make your way over to the water's edge. You're going to need to do a shout to summon over the turtle. Once the turtle is here, you'll be able to use your jump function to get onto his back and get across to where the blueprint machine is.
We're crossing such distances. Are you tired yet?
So the only thing on this island is the blueprint machine. So plug in glitch and do the Guitar Hero minigame to unlock blueprint number 2 out of 4. Once you've done this, you'll need to hop back on Mr. Turtle, back to the other side to continue forward. Once you're off Mr. Turtle, we want to backtrack a little bit, so we're going to fly over towards our friend the spider yet again. Now, as you get nearer to the rocks where he's kind of trapped, there is actually a gap in the rock which you can go through. Once you go through that rock, you kind of want to keep going up the shoreline on the left hand side. As you go further up, you will eventually encounter another sewing machine. Once you reach that sewing machine, we'll need to swap the jumping legs for the stomping legs. Okay, and once you've got your stomping legs equipped, as you can see behind you there is another clamshell. So make your way over to the clamshell and you want to stomp and scan that one for another pattern collectible. It's also worth noting, as you can see, I stopped to scan a turtle. These turtles are roaming around everywhere in the map. If you scan them, you will also get the cardigan collectible. So I actually get a 2-for-1 here. You may find them sooner, you may find them later, but they are everywhere throughout this level.
Seem quite gentle, obliging even.
Now that you have your two patterns, you want to follow the cliff face downwards, and you'll see a bunch of turtles swimming in the water down here. Now head over to the little outcrop where they are swimming past. What you can do is once you shout at a turtle, he will flip over and he will become a bridge. So once they flip over, fly on top of them, they won't change back again, and keep doing the same thing until you reach the other side. And now that you're on the other side, we're going to hang a left, and we're going to kind of go around the left hand side and the edge of this map. You will eventually come into contact with another memory. So plug in glitch and have a listen.
At all this disorder, he felt naught but guilt. A world of quilt, soft to the touch, cold in its heart. A thin veneer over plate and gear, bared on this beach, its teacher gone. No more lessons to teach. A cold heart? A teacher? What teacher? Were these memories even his?
Okay, so once you've got that memory, you want to fly further up, and you will eventually come into contact with another clam. So stamp and scan this pattern from this one. Okay, and the final collectible on this island is another pattern, but this is the pattern you'll need to get past the snake that is present in this level. So head down the ledge, and on the left hand side you will see something called beach pattern, I think, beach fashion. Yeah, it's dogtooth, but it's beach fashion in this. Once you've done this, cross back over with your friends the turtles. Okay, now that you're back on the other side, take a left and you want to follow the cliff edge all the way down until you reach like a drawbridge kind of area. So you'll recognize it as a big metal building with lots of red markings on it, and you want to keep flying towards that. It's the same drawbridge that you powered on in the beginning with the stepping stone puzzle.
Only one bridge led away from here and over the river, blocked by a metal gate that somehow had Glitch shiver. The way out of the beach was blocked for stuffy feet. It wasn't enough to feed the machine energy and heat. Some parts weren't turning, as if deliberately broken. Could all its parts somehow be rewoken? A wanderer's approach is what I beseech, so keep your eyes open and explore this wrecked beach.
Okay, so once you're at this drawbridge area, you want to cross over the pipe. So there's a bit of a hill which can get you over to the other side. Once you're over the pipe, take a left and you'll see this dead tree. Inside the dead tree is the next pattern you need to scan. Once you've done that, you want to follow the pipe all the way down until you reach the next water's edge. Once you're down there, you will also find another collectible that can be stomped and scanned. Now that you have this collectible, you want to fly a little bit forward. In front of you, you'll see a pillar. So go past this metal can thing, and then there's this pillar just here. Behind that, there is a sewing machine. And on the pillar is also the markings to the password to get you out of the level.
This machine looks fascinating. Those symbols especially I find very activating. No? Activating? Oh well, never mind.
Now what you'll need to do is you'll need to head over to the sewing machine. Once you're there, you're going to need to swap one of your wings over for a pushing arm. So click on the aardvark and select one of your arms and swap it over. As long as you keep one wing, you can always fly as well, which makes no sense. Also, whilst you're here, you might as well equip the pattern that is required for the snake. So search for beach fashion and just throw it onto Stuffy and turn him into a dogtooth elephant thing. Now that you're done with that, you want to head backwards a little bit, go past the password that you need to collect for later, follow it around, and you want to go up onto these rocks. When you're on top of these rocks, you will find another scannable patch. Now once you have this one, so this is 19 out of 28, we've only got 9 more to go, we're going to need to make our way down into this green area. So don't go to the right, go to the left, and you'll follow it down the slope and you'll come into this kind of green grassy area. Now we've got a bit of a puzzle here where we need to confuse a lobster. So the first thing you need to do to solve this is if you head over to the baby turtle, which you can also scan if you've not collected it yet. Once you see a lobster come around the corner, you're going to want to flip the turtle over with your push function, and the mother turtle will block the lobster and make him change direction. You'll need to do this twice. So as you can see, he's coming in now. So push the turtle, mother turtle comes in and steers the lobster away. Turn around from here and take a left, and on the left hand side you will see another baby turtle that you can flip. And once again you need to wait for the lobster to come down to block his path. And once he's come down, you'll push him into a corner. Once he's in that corner, he will stop moving and you'll be able to go get the contents of his shell. Now the contents of this shell is not actually a pattern, it is actually a memory.
The machines that rusted could not be trusted, having lost the song. They sorted and sifted and moved on and on. They hid the metal that had drifted, but drunkenly and twisted. What once was fogged had now shifted, suddenly plain. These machines were insane, and even more adrift than he was.
So that leaves us with one more memory to go. Now from here we need to exit out, so head down the grassy area that you hear, go past the baby turtle and take a right. And as you come out here, you want to go over the hills, and in the far left hand corner you're going to find another clamshell where you can scan another pattern.
We're crossing such distances. You tired yet?
Once you've done that, you want to take off and you want to fly around, and you'll see this big tall tower in front of you which you cannot interact with yet. You want to go past this tower and you can see the other blueprint machine that you're going to need to get in a bit. But you want to hang around the hill, and as you're going around the hill you're going to find another pattern that you can scan, which is patched into the floor. And the further around you go, you will also find another cave. This is actually the final cave of the level, which will unlock the achievement for finding all 3 caves at the beaches. Now that you've got your achievement and your last cave for this level, you want to continue out of the cave and you want to fly kind of back towards where you found the passcode. You want to fly down to the sewing machine, and we're going to change one of your arms, so probably the pushing arm, and we're going to switch it over for the arm from the cat that allows you to push the buttons. So head into the menu, select the cat, and then change the pushing arm for the cat arm. And once you've done that, you want to backtrack over to the very strange machine with the blueprint, which you can see just over in the distance, just here to your left. When you're over there, there will be a switch that you can hit. This will then fill up the surrounding kind of moat around the blueprint. Once you've done that, you'll be able to fly across the water, and you'll be able to go get the third blueprint of the level. So that is 3 out of 4. Now it's worth noting that this blueprint will actually give you some extra skills. It gives you the ability to pick up certain items and put them down in certain locations. So that is one of the great skills of being a bear. So once you're done with that, you want to fly back over the water, take a left, and you're going to make your way down to this other water's edge here, and you see the island in front of you. You want to fly across to this one. Once you're on this island, you will find a patch that is just directly in front of you, which you'll need to scan. And that will give you number 22 out of 28. You want to turn around and you want to make your way down to the water's edge that you've just come across. But you want to go towards the rock. And as you go towards the rock, you're going to see a green crab. Now, if you shout at this green crab, he will follow you. If you turn around and you look in the water, you'll see a set of bubbles, and if you look under the water, you'll see an acorn. Keep shouting at the crab, and he will eventually pick up the acorn and lift it out of the water. This allows you to scan it and get the next pattern. Now, some people have mentioned that you actually need to get him to shore to scan it. For me, it was fine, but you might need to lure him back to shore to make that happen. Once you've done that, make your way to the left-hand side of the island. From that side of the island, you want to fly across to these 2 trees just in front of you, and between the grass, you're going to find another clamshell.
It seems as if bits and pieces of truth lie scattered on this beach.
From this clamshell, you're going to want to fly across to the water on the other side. To your left, you're going to see a dam. You want to go across this water, and you want to go up to the left where you see the grass just here. And you want to follow that path around, and you will find a switch that you can hit. It's worth noting as you're flying over that water, and if it's deep, a fish guy will come and try and eat you and throw you in prison. So once you've done that, hit the switch, and once that's been hit, you'll be able to backtrack down to the dam. And once the water's drained and the cutscene's over, you'll be able to make that back. I really wish somebody would stare at me the same way Stuffy stares at that button. Fly down the pathway, and as you kind of come further down, you want to take a right into here, and you want to go past the dam, and you want to follow it down and get to blueprint number 4. This will bag you the achievement for collecting all of the blueprints in this area. And once you've done that one, you want to fly out of the area, and you're going to head down to the shore, and you're going to follow the shoreline down. Eventually behind one of the trees you're going to come across another patch that you can scan. And then from this patch in particular, keep following that same shoreline, and as you get towards the end of that shoreline, you're going to find a clam that you can scan.
Let's enjoy the beach while we still can.
Once you've done that, you're going to want to fly your way up to the machine at the top of the hill. So there's another sewing machine in here. So take a right. I nearly missed my turning just here. And you want to hop onto this sewing machine, and we're going to mix up some of the arms. So plug yourself in. The first arm you're going to want is the pushing arm from the armadillo, or aardvark, or something like that. And then you're going to want the actual claw from the bear. So we're going to use the arm to push some of the turtles, and we're going to use the claw to pick up some balls of yarn to block something that is preventing us from getting to a pattern. So not just yet, however. Walk further down here, and on the right hand side you're going to spot another pattern which you can scan. Once you have that pattern, you will see in the distance a sassy snake again. Now that you are wearing matching colours and your best pals, he will let you pass. Now this is the point where the audio drops off. You will see potentially a slight glitch in the video, maybe. Hopefully it's not too bad, but the audio actually drops completely here, and that's because of the Elgato capture card not functioning correctly. Behind here you're going to find another collectible. Now this will give you 5 for 5 on the memories in the level, and you will unlock the achievement for this. Now once you're done with the snake, you want to head back into this area here, and then as you're coming past these bushes here on the left, you are going to see some brown woolen balls. You want to pick these up with your bare hands, get it? And then you want to make your way over to where the checkered hills are, and you want to put the ball of yarn down, and you need to rinse and repeat this 3 times. So go back and grab another ball, go out and get another ball, and keep doing the same thing. And the aim is to block whatever's ever under the grass here from coming out and harassing the turtles. Now that you have got the turtles nice and safe, turn around and you want to make your way up the hill, and the turtle in the middle is actually lying on a patch. You want to roll this guy over so you can get back up to normal. You don't get anything else for rolling the other turtles over, so I just left them. Once he moves out of the way, you'll be able to scab the final patch of the level, and this will bag you all of the achievements for finding all of the patterns. So that's 28 for 28, and that's all of the collectibles in this chapter. Now we need to finish up, so you want to make your way around to the other side and go to the top of the hill, and you want to equip yourself with a wing. This is purely just to make things go faster. Okay, so once you've got the wing equipped, it's time for us to get out of here. So we're going to need to backtrack. So we'll head back towards this kind of big orange pipe. Now don't go straight across the water because some big worm normally jumps out and actually attacks you. Hop over to the middle island and then hop over to the mainland that way. And then keep following the pipe back to the end point. Okay, so once you're here, we're going to want to hop onto the sewing machine, and we want to change up our hands again. So we're going to need the cat claw, and we're going to use the pushing arm as well from the aardvark. So equip both of those, and then we're going to make our way over to the big metal gate that is just in front of us, and we're about to enter the passcode that we have seen in the cave and on the pillar that is kind of lying on the sand dunes. The actual order of this is from bottom to top. It is a circle with a line through it. The second icon is a box with 3 lines coming out of it from the right hand side, and the top one is an old man. So keep hitting the switch until the icon is in the right place. Once you have the right icon in the position, to move up to the second tile you can spin, go around to the side of the switch and push it, and it will move it up one. And then you want to keep rinsing and repeating until the passcode has been entered. Now that we've done that, we want to solve the second side of the puzzle. So we want to backtrack to these kind of caves over here. So this is by the second cave of the level. I apologize, I do backtrack a little bit in this, but it makes it easier just to manage the collectibles, and the puzzle is not actually far from the exit, so it's not going to take too long to close it out. So you'll see this crab with a cog on his head, king crab, and you want to lure him over to this particular pile of cogs in the middle. So use your mating call to bring him over, and he will pick up that cog. Once he has done that, you now need to lure him back to this particular area that you see in the clip. So make your way past him, and you want to make your way down to the actual area. So keep shouting at him and he will keep following. Once you reach the cog section, he will place it onto the system for you. Once King Crab has put his cog in, make your way back to the sewing machine and you want to hop on. You want to change over and grab yourself a wing, and this is purely just so you can move around the level a little bit faster and take less time to navigate. So swap over whichever arm you choose, change it for a wing, and we're going to fly over to the next part of the puzzle. So this is kind of near the crab cave from the very beginning. As you're coming down here, the first thing you're going to need to do is hop on the sewing machine again, because you're going to have to get rid of your wing. And you need to make sure that you have a cat claw and a bear claw for this particular part. So equip your cat claw, and then you want to head out to the water wheel that you can just literally see on your right. And you want to keep hitting the button until you can see the cogs within inside the water wheel. Now before you pick up a cog, we're going to go back and put our wing on, just purely for the speed purposes. So hop on the sewing machine, put on the wing. Once you've put that on, you want to go back to the actual water wheel, and you want to grab the cog out using your bare hand. So for this part, you need a wing and a bare hand to get that in particular. Now that you have this, you want to follow this green mark that you see on the floor. So hover and follow the green marking all the way along, and you will eventually come into a water pump. The water pump is the final piece to actually power up the door. So make your way all the way over to the power pump, and you'll see there's two cogs on the side, and you need to place the cog you've just picked up right in the middle of those. So take it over, plug it in, and that will power up the door. Now we can exit the level. So you want to follow these pipes just along the floor. Keep following them and you'll eventually end back up at the drawbridge. And once you get to the drawbridge, just go between the 2 pillars and cross over to the other side and you will have finished the level. I have been Jurassic Ed from the Achievement Squad. If you have found this guide useful, make sure you drop us a like, comment and subscribe. We are currently working on getting chapters 4 and 5 also completed for you, so sit tight, we'll have more on the way. Happy hunting!